Bounce is your home for the music you just can't quit. And we are all about supporting community events and great fundraisers that are taking place. And I consider this a great fundraiser. It is the fight against Parkinson's. And to help me talk about it today, I have Steve Van Vlanderen from Winnipeg, who lives with Parkinson's, and his partner is also on the line as well, Darlene. So I want to welcome you both to the phone lines. How are you doing this morning?
It's great, and it's a pleasure to talk to you this morning.
Oh, you too. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I want to talk about maybe a little backstory before we get to the event this weekend and your book. Can you talk a little bit about living with Parkinson's, Steve? How long has that been going on for you?
Well, I first got diagnosed in spring of 2011, and the Parkinson's disease has been progressing. It's a relentless disease. It just eats away at a person.
We had just bought a sailboat the year before. It was a lifelong dream of Steve's, and he taught me how to sail. We were sailing on Lake Winnipeg. The year that he was diagnosed would have been the second year that we were going to be sailing, and the doctor actually suggested that he should quit sailing because of what was going to be coming, and Steve refused to do that. Instead, we kept sailing, and Steve decided to use exercise as his medicine. We continued sailing, and that even led to our doing a 2-year fundraiser called Sail On with Parkinson's to raise money and awareness for Parkinson's disease by sailing 3,000 kilometers on 4 of the Great Lakes over 2 summers.
I really commend you for taking these steps and doing these things, which is a great tie-in to what's happening now. You're doing something again to help aid in the fight against Parkinson's. So you have this wonderful book that people can get their hands on this weekend. Can you talk a little bit about Vanishing Wheels?
Well, I have to start at the beginning. It started during COVID in the fall of 2020. I was getting cabin fever, and Darlene suggested I pick up my camera and go and take some pictures. And so I went out and started taking pictures of birds and fence posts and landscape, and I came across this car that was sitting in the tree line. It was a 1920-something Ford Model T. Nature had reclaimed it, and you could just see the body. And the more I looked at the car, the more I realized that the automobile has really defined who we are in the country. And it symbolizes dreams, hopes, perseverance, and ingenuity.
Wow. So what did you do after having such a kind of big moment like that?
I started driving up and down dirt roads in Manitoba and trying to find cars, and every time I found one, I had to find the owner of the property. But I came home after one of my photo shoots and told Darlene I like to turn this into a fundraising book.
Steve, I love it. This is one of those hiding in plain sight things. As someone who's born and raised in Westman, I feel like you're describing, similar drives or routes that a lot of us often take here. And you're pointing out one of those things that don't get much mention or get much conversation. So you're creating a story for this really cool thing. And I really love this. This book, Vanishing Wheels, has these incredible photos, and it really tells stories here in our great province, and it's available this weekend. Can you talk about the event this weekend that is taking place on Saturday?
The event is being sponsored by the Road Rebels Car Club in Brandon, and the president of the Road Rebels, Dave Burba, has been really instrumental in supporting us. their trivia night was already scheduled for this Saturday at the Ukrainian Hall, and Dave wanted to help us launch the book, and so he organized the book signing for the 3 hours before trivia night starts. And that's how it came about, because the Road Rebels are also car lovers, and Dave and his wife Joyce and the other members, what they've told us is they appreciate the fact that Steve not only sees the beauty in these old cars, but so many of these old cars, they're vanishing because people can no longer keep them, and they're being hauled away for scrap. And it breaks the heart of a lot of car lovers to see some beautiful old cars being dragged away. And truly, that's why Steve's title, Vanishing Wheels, is so appropriate.
I love that. You're right. It's more than just a mode of transportation for so many people. So to see them vanishing like that is a little sad. So this is a wonderful opportunity. This is a wonderful book supporting a great cause as well. Again, proceeds from its sale will be donated to Parkinson Canada to fund research on the disease. And we, again, just thank you so much for your time. This is, again, if you're just tuning in, Steve Van Vlanderen and partner Darlene with us this morning. Is there anything else you two wanted to add before I let you go, or did we cover most of it?
I'd like to thank the Road Rebels
and Dave and Joyce Burba in particular. One other thing that I would add is that we would encourage, we hope anyone in the Brandon area who is part of the Parkinson community, who lives with Parkinson's themselves or has family members, would come down and would, even if it's just to talk, we would love to do that, or to give us leads for other old cars to take. Steve does hope to publish a Vanishing Wheels too, and the way we find the cars is by people telling us, you know what, my neighbor has a car hidden away, and then we go and we get permission from that person to take the photos. So
the power of word of mouth is pretty amazing sometimes.
Exactly.
That's right. Is there a best way to get in contact with you guys?
You can contact us through our website, www.vanishingwheels.com.
Steve and Darlene, genuinely thank you so much for your time today, and I hope that you sell many, many copies of this book.
Thank you, Mike. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.